Hey guys, I just wanted to put a message out there. I was at a place last night and having a good time, and there was a lot of families and a lot of younger generation of people there, young adults and all the way up, from kids all the way up into families and older people too. It's a great place to go. It's called Point Orlando. Go and check it out if you're in the area and in the Orlando area. It's a great place to go and hang out if you want to just be around people. But it made me start thinking. It made me start getting into the younger generation and how the mental health is going on with the younger generation. And through statistics, etc., I'm seeing that the amount of social anxiety, etc., has been on the increase. And I've heard people say this too, how it's increasing with the social anxiety, and a lot of that is down to, the scrolling of phones, etc., and being aware of your scrolling on your phone, because it will take away your time without you even realizing that it's taking away your time. I've do it too. I've done it many, many times. But when it comes to the younger generation, we can have a tendency to stay and scroll instead of being out and getting social and starting meeting people and friends, etc. Because there's a much better state of mind when you get out and you get out with friends and you contact people and you have a chat. It's better doing that than it is to sit and scroll. And the mental health as well, as far as people being worried with the state of the world and what's going on in the world, and I completely understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of people in the world now are worried about what's happening with the state of the world and what is happening in the world right now. But one area that I go to is what I can change and what I cannot change. And there's a lot that I cannot change. I have no power over certain situations that's happening, but I can keep my state of mind and not pick sides, and keep it on humanity and on love and care and gratitude. And that's where I like to try and keep my mind instead of focusing on the news. I think it's important to have a little bit of a grasp of what's going on in the world. But if we start pounding ourselves with the news, it's going to bring you down to a level where you feel that you've got no control and no hope whatsoever, because it's just a constant bombardment of negativity. I watched some news last night, and I was watching the presenter feeding a story in such a way that, because I do what I do now, I start analysing and looking at how things are being said in body language. And it was so pushed to emphasise a certain situation. It's just like when the hurricanes come here. We could have a small storm coming, but you see the media blowing up into something that you think, oh, I used to fall into that trap all the time, and I would be absolutely shitting myself, and it might be just a tropical storm. So don't fall into the pattern of looking at the news too much, because you're going to get molded by whatever you're watching, and it's going to brainwash you into a system where they want you to move to. So that will stress you out quite a bit. The other thing is, make sure you're getting the sleep. It's okay. It's okay to be partying and enjoying yourselves and having a great time. I completely understand that. But there's also them times when you want to get your head down, you want to get some sleep, because the only way you're going to be able to help your mind is by getting some of that sleep. So make sure you're getting some sleep and you're not putting yourself under a large amount of stress right before you're going to sleep. It's important to get that rest, and it's important to keep that momentum of energy going. Otherwise you can slip and go down. The other thing is, to the younger generation and young adults, etc., is stretch out a hand if you need that mental help. You may be going through some really difficult situations. I have two young daughters. One is 21, she's off in university, and I've got one coming up 18, and it's starting to transition from now high school over, and I know the amount of stress that they get put under themselves, as far as one looking to pick schools and where to go and how to do it and direction, and the other one on that other level when it comes to university and the studies that have to be done and the homeworks that have to be done. I understand that. I get it. I've done the studying and that myself, but when it gets to university and things like that, it's on another level. So I understand the amount of work that you guys are putting out there, and it's a very stressful situation. So be conscious of your mind. Stretch out and get some help with your mind. It's good to just even talk to somebody, even if there's no actual agenda. Sometimes you guys ain't even getting heard, or you want to be listened to. And it really helps to have a neutral person that you can go to and you can get that little bit of help. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of back and forth, talking about a story and having that person heard. So when you get heard, you're going to feel better in yourself. And when you start feeling better in yourself, it starts turning that energy around, which helps you in schoolwork, it helps you in your socializing and friendships, it helps if you suffer with depressions and things like that. So it's an all-round really good thing to do, is to stretch your hand out and get some help. And if you ain't stretching out to anybody, someone like me, because I do this for a living, I'm a certified counselor, I got my certification in counseling and I love my job and what I do. But even if you're not stretching out to someone like myself, and stretch out to somebody, get a hold of a friend, talk to a friend, or get a group together the way you can all meet, say on Zoom, and get a little gathering together so you can keep your minds more in a social aspect than just on the phone scrolling. And it doesn't matter where your friends are now, we have the technology to be able to do it. Trust me, I know you guys understand the technology more than I do, because my girls are always telling me, Dad, do it this way. Dad, ain't you seen this? Dad, you don't know about that? So I know, I understand, and I like to learn from the younger generation, because I'm always asking them, teach me, show me. So, but don't get hooked up on that. Don't get hooked up on the scrolling part of it. Use the technology to your advantage. Get yourself a little Zoom group together. They give you a free service up to a certain amount of minutes. I can't remember what it is now. I think it was about 45 minutes. I'm not sure. Go and check it out though, and then have one of you just, take over each week. Maybe gather and you can probably play some games together or something, but it's something to where no matter where you are in the country or world, you can get a hold of some of those people and you can meet and have that little social part of your life going. So please, also help me. You can help me to help others. I want to reach more younger people as well and get this word out, because the younger we can get the word out, this word out to the younger people, the better. And the more we can spread this through the younger generation of people, and they can get on this at a more earlier age as far as helping their mind, the better it's going to be when they get into, my age. So it's absolutely beneficial. And to all those that are out there that know about, helping someone with their mind, start teaching it to the kids, teaching them about meditation and spirituality on that side of things will really help them. Breath work, helping them to calm down, teaching them certain tools that they can use now so that when they get into that stressful situation that we all know, when it gets into work and careers and money and bills, etc., I don't think people, especially the younger generation, are really taught anything of coping mechanisms when it comes into the stress of any of that. I know I didn't get any training with any of that because there wasn't any or anything of any kind of tools that we knew about. Meditation wasn't really even heard of. So it's something to get into. Get your kids into it, pass it down, start teaching it. If you know how to do it, teach it, and then they're going to grow up with a tool already that they've got under their belt, and it's going to be a great help to them. So please, if you can help me, go out there, hit that subscribe button for me, because that helps get this message out to the younger generation of people, and it hopefully can turn some people around to where they know that there's things out there and people out there like myself that they can stretch out to and they can get a little bit of help from. So please, have a great weekend. Keep that PPA going, that positive progressive action going, and keep the PMA, the positive mental attitude. Keep going forward. Stay that course. Namaste.